So I want to just take a few minutes and share with you what it really looks like to be a real Christian. And I want to use the analogy of a designer bag. So in the 1980s, 90ish, there was this very expensive designer bag that was on the market, and it represented wealth and classiness, and it represented a certain status. And me personally, I couldn't afford the bag, and so I settled for the imitation, the knockoff. It looked real, it was cheap enough for me to afford, and even though I knew that it was fake, I knew it was a facade, it still made me feel classy, because as long as I didn't stand next to somebody with the original bag, no one would know that mine was fake. But I knew that it was made with less quality. I knew that it wasn't gonna stand up to the weight that I would put in the bag. I knew that it was weak. I knew that over time the belt would probably fall apart, or the strap would fall apart, and the zipper would rip. And so I had three options. I could either get a new imitation when mine broke, or I could not carry one at all and just be my true self, or I could buy the real thing. And what I come to understand too during that time is it wasn't that I couldn't afford the designer bag. It was that I wasn't willing to put in the time, the energy, the effort, the sacrifice that I would have needed to make in order to purchase that bag. And this is what Christianity has become, a knockoff, because so many people are not willing to do what it takes to represent Jesus Christ, nor are they willing to surrender all to wear God's label, to be a citizen in his kingdom. They would rather settle to be a fake Christian, knowing that it's all a facade. See, Christians in name only, like that designer bag, they'll fall apart because they don't have what it takes to endure the heavy things they're gonna be faced with in life, the disappointments, the trials and tribulations, the negative doctor's report. When those things come, they break down, they give up, they throw in the towel, because they don't have the guaranteed lifetime warranty that comes from the designer, that comes from God on the inside of them. So they have no way to endure those difficult times. So they break down. See, it's worth having a real designer bag because it's durable, because of what went into making it. The quality, the material that was used, the time and experience. It wasn't just thrown together. It was handcrafted by the manufacturer to be able to withstand the pressures that would be placed within it, and the different seasons and storms that, it would have to go through. And the same for a Christian. See, a Christian that is totally surrendered, a Christian that is willing to give up everything, their desires, their will, their wants, for an opportunity to get into the potter's hand so that the potter could redesign them, renew them, restore them, give them what they were originally intended to have, which is the peace and the love and the joy and the abundant life that he promised. But see, you can't get that if you're not willing to give the time and the energy and the effort and the sacrifice that's required. You'll just continue with the facade. But I guarantee you, if you would just be willing and open to say, God, I'm tired of this facade that I'm living. And I'm making up my mind today that I'm going to surrender. I'm going to do what it takes to get the real thing, because I have come to understand that I am forfeiting so much, settling for the imitation, the knockoff. I want the real thing. And let me just say this in closing. What comes with the real thing is a real life of joy and contentment and peace. The life that you were created to live. So don't settle for just being a Christian in name only. Make sure that his stamp of approval, his label, is on the inside of you. God bless.